Hello everyone, my name is Brittany. Welcome to my channel and my journey with fitness. It's been a little bit over a week since I last updated. It's just, your girl has been tired. I've been doing like the 2-a-day workouts for like 6 days, and clearly that is too much for me. I don't know if I'm not eating enough to support it, but it's a big no. Brain fog, it's a big no. I have dropped, let's see, I'm 183, so 2 pounds. Typically around this time in my cycle, I usually pick up a little bit of water weight. I didn't do that, I actually dropped. So I'm excited to see how this balances out a little bit later on. So instead of 185, I'm now 183. Kind of going over my current schedule. Today is May 20th. Yeah, today's the 20th. Wednesday 2026. Just kind of go over what my diet has been looking like. Ooh, get back down. For the most part, it's been pretty good, pretty balanced, pretty whole, nutritional, with the exception of May 18th. I did go to a graduation party at an Italian restaurant, and I'm never gonna say no to pasta. So I know I probably ate over what I should have, but it was enjoyable. And honestly, I felt a lot better afterwards. So I'm quite possibly not eating enough to support the workouts I'm doing. Or, I don't prioritize my sleep like I should. As a mom, I do wake up around 5:30 in the morning, since school is not officially out yet, to take my son to the bus stop. However, me and TikTok, I should probably have like some type of restriction on my phone. I'll be up scrolling and I'll tell myself, oh, just to this certain time, and that time comes, oh, just 5 more minutes, just 10 more minutes. Before I know it, it's like 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna think about it. Maybe my food is fine. We just need to work on that sleep schedule. So maybe that's a goal or a habit I can get into since school is coming to a close. I guess kind of getting that established, because I was out of it. Like during the week, I didn't even feel like doing no workouts. I still did it. I still did it, and I'm proud of that, but it was hard. Kept telling myself, I reminded myself of what my goal is. I do also want to kind of increase my daily steps. So more walks, more outside time, especially since I'm not working at the moment. I did land a few interviews here and there, so we'll see how those potential job schedules will work out with my not career goals, but my fitness goals. Still a student, part-time. Not just this last week, it's just, even with naps midday, I'm more and more I talk about it out loud, I'm thinking it's my sleep schedule. I know we were doing the push-up challenge, or I'm doing my push-up challenge to myself. May the 11th is when I started, and then June the 11th is when I want to, get to the push-ups, like standard push-ups, not on your knee push-ups. I'm still working towards that. And I will say I have noticed like definition in my arms. Oh, I didn't shave, so sorry. But I'm noticing more definition in my arms. Like my triceps, it's looking a little bit more cut. I can actually flex and see the muscle definition, so that's kind of exciting. For me, my weight is so hard for me to shape and tone my arms. I want those Angela Bassett arms. Yes. And she is goals. That is a beautiful woman. But she put in some work to get that, and I'm nowhere near close to that, but that would be the standard that I'm judging myself to. So there's that. I'm sorry, I'm just checking my notes. But all in all, outside of the extreme exhaustion, that's where we're at. I don't really have anything else to add other than I find myself currently struggling with like the motivation. Like, I know my goals and everything, but some days I'm having to convince myself harder and harder to keep going, keep going, keep going. Because even though I lost like the 2 pounds, I don't know, I thought I would lose a little more. But like I said, usually around this time I'm gaining weight. So I didn't gain, so that's great. And then typically once my cycle comes and goes, then I drop the excess water weight. But who knows, maybe it'll be more after that. But going for a steady and sustainable journey. So reminding myself everything isn't going to happen overnight. I know I did talk about in maybe the last video, like what is it, the fascia release, stretching. I did happen to do that. That helped tremendously with my recovery with the weights. I've been following my own schedule for weights since I feel like I've been doing weights for a while now, so I can kind of come up with my own program for weights. That has helped tremendously with the soreness that I usually experience next day. And you can feel like your muscles like relaxing. That is probably one of the best things that I've added to my program. That, along with proper stretching and hydration. Awesome. Awesome. I still take the same supplements, my creatine, my Zyrtec, my prenatals. Nothing changed with that. I don't know if I mentioned it, but as far as like what I eat for protein sources, I've made a definitive decision to release beef. I just find I have a hard time breaking that down. I feel like heavy after I eat it. I don't feel like just, it feels like it sits. So leaning more towards chicken, turkey, seafood, fish, shrimp. I did try like the TikTok hack to making your own salmon sushi and that's funny, tuna. So I got the ahi tuna flanks that were frozen, as well as the salmon, and I did follow that. That was pretty cool. That was tasty. I did not get sick. No worms coming out, any ends or anything like that. I did think about doing like a dewormer just to kind of move things along, but I don't really want to be glued to a toilet. But I do eat lots of pineapples, so we're gonna hope that kills the worms until I do an official one, where I know I can sit down all day, not having to get my son from school or anything like that. That was an ad. Get my son from school or anything like that. So there's that. You see this net? Now, this whole time before I started recording, he was nowhere to be found. Now, all of a sudden, during this video, now he wants to make himself known. He wants to make an appearance, but okay. And I lost track of what I was saying. Oh, the tuna and the salmon. That was surprisingly delicious and high protein at that. So I may do it again. It didn't take really a lot out of me to do that. I will say this. I don't know if this is the experience of most, but I'm already a regular person when it comes to number 2. But it's been like kicking in full gear with the excess movement. And I don't know if it's just because I'm moving more and my body's like, we gotta move it out, But I've been, and it's not like diarrhea or anything like that, but I wonder if like other people are experiencing that. Like the more you exercise, I guess it makes more sense, but I remember doing previous journeys. I don't know if it has to do with my age, but previous health journeys, and my number 2s and bowel movements remain the same. I guess going forward, I don't know. I thought about like doing measurements as opposed to like weighing myself, because I know, especially, I want to gain muscle too. I don't want to just lose weight and just be skinny. But I've been thinking about incorporating measurements to see if that's like a better predictor of like size when it comes to me transforming my body. Just that I found I cleared out my storage unit, and I found like some previous measurements when I thought I could lose weight then. Back then I was perfect. It's funny how in the moment we don't know how perfect we really are. It's like, I'm gonna look back on this time, well, hopefully not be bigger, but I'm gonna look back on this time and be like, you are so beautiful. I hope people remember that, like while they're going through it, they're still beautiful each step of the way. But anyways, got off track. I don't really have a set schedule. I had a few notes written down, but the ADHD took over in me. It's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start like documenting measurements, like waist, arm, circumference, thighs, because seeing what I had back in storage that was taken out, and I was like, oh wow, I was so small. I think my waist was like 27 inches, 27, 28, and I was like, I ain't that now. Not far off either, but I ain't that right now. So I think I'm going to do that maybe in my next video, and also possibly show where I'm at with the push-ups. I'm still on my knees doing the push-ups, but we're at a higher number. Like solidly, I feel like I can start doing like push-ups off of the knee. You know, I'm gonna try that today, because why not? The worst I could see myself doing is pumping out like maybe 4 or 5, but I do want to like try it because I can hold a plank and that's not a problem or a struggle for me. I understand you're pushing up and pushing down. I know that's different, you know, mechanics, but just holding myself up before, when I used to be like, oh my gosh, when is this minute up? When is this minute up? I don't feel like I'm at there. I'm just like, oh, okay. I feel strong. Okay, this is what it is. I'm doing it. So who knows? Maybe I should just like start like taking my knees off. I did find another channel, and I forgot, I used to do her in the past, and I don't know, I randomly thought of her when I was looking into calisthenics. It's called Summer Fun Fitness. She has some beginner videos that help with the push-ups, and that's helped me. I feel so strong. Like, you do her videos, and they're short. They're like 15, 20 minutes. It's nothing. So I usually tag it along to like maybe a Pilates day or a cardio day that doesn't include the Dante guy, where I feel like I'm about to die. So adding her along with like Pilates or light cardio, and she talks you through your form. If anyone knows any other beginner calisthenics without tools, I don't have a budget for any tools or equipment right now. If anyone knows any other beginner videos for like calisthenics that are achievable. I cannot do an L sit. We are still working on push-ups without being on our knees. Keep that in mind. If they're not achievable and you recommend something I can't do, I'm going to side-eye you. I'll save it for later, but I don't know. I haven't really found anyone, because anyone who says they're a beginner, beginning of the video, L sit, I'm just like, were you doing that in the beginning? I mean, it's cool if you were, but we came from 2 different levels of fitness, clearly. Just like with Move with Nicole with Pilates. Even though her videos say beginner, I don't truly believe a beginner is going to be able to accomplish that if you had no prior physical fitness. I usually recommend Pilates with Jessica Vallant. She talks a lot in her videos, but it's definitely achievable, and you can work your way up to Move with Nicole. even with me now, like doing Move with Nicole, like some of the videos, I'm still on beginner to intermediate, by the way, but it's still some of those videos I can't complete without breaking or just kind of looking at her do the exercises while I take a break, because I don't pause the video. We're gonna push through as much as we can. If I need to rest, I'm gonna rest while she finishes it out. And I try to keep it even on both sides. Like if I'm only doing a certain amount of reps on my left, I'm gonna do that certain amount on my right as well, just so I remain balanced. Another thing I kind of wanted to look into later when I get the time and resources, it's kind of like how my scoliosis is progressing. I really would love someone in sports medicine to kind of assess me, to see how I'm doing my squats, how my gait looks when I walk. I can kind of feel like my left side is maybe longer, because I catch myself leaning this way or leaning that way or anything like that. I can feel myself favoring a side, so I know one side's stronger. And when I'm doing like the unilateral movements and unilateral weights, and I try to do one side and one side just to make sure they're both getting worked out equally, I can definitely feel like my left side is weaker. Or is it my left or right? Oh Lord, I'm tired. One side is definitely weaker than the other, but it's different. It's like my top half, let's say for example, I have right-sided weakness. My right side on my lower half is going to be stronger. So I don't know how that works out. I don't know how that works out at all. I did used to go to a chiropractor because I have been in a few automobile accidents, and that helped. But you hear so many horror stories like, oh, you're going to be paralyzed. And you hear lawyers like, oh, I would never go to a chiropractor. There's a lot of my cases. And I'm just like, definitely help me. I don't know where you guys are going to get your adjustments, or if they're just taking it too far. But I don't know, sometimes it kind of scares me. But I do want to see someone like maybe a physical therapist, just to kind of assess where I'm at now and kind of work out any kind of weaknesses I have before I get too far in my journey. So looking at doing that. Other than that, just to recap the video, looks like I need to prioritize sleep as I've talked through this out. We're gonna try that. I'm gonna try to get myself on a sleep schedule. Hopefully, you know what? Not hopefully, because this is in the spirit of getting better health. I'm gonna commit myself to try. It's gonna be rough because I'm a night owl, but trying to get in bed by no later than 10 o'clock. Because me scrolling TikTok, and if you're watching this video and you have TikTok, I know you can understand. If you don't have TikTok, don't get it. You don't need it. I used to be one of those people who were avidly, I'll never get TikTok. I'll never get TikTok. Oh Lord, I'm a fiend now. And they were doing that whole thing in the government about shutting it down. I was a little anxious. I said, I hope they don't shut my shit off. Ooh. Stuff off, my bad. But, yeah, I think getting to bed by 10 o'clock is pretty reasonable. I don't know how my schedule's gonna work out if I do land a job, but it can't hurt for me going to bed earlier. Because the way I felt last week, I felt so exhausted. It didn't feel like any amount of sleep could help. And I don't feel like I'm deficient in any vitamins. Hair is growing good, nails growing good. I used to be anemic, but I highly doubt I'm anemic. Now, I haven't been anemic in a few years, even with my last physicals. Vitamin D, I take vitamin D3, K2, I take the prenatal. Well, I was taking vitamin D3, K2, but then I realized that prenatal had it in there, so I stopped buying it. But I ate a pretty balanced diet. I get a good amount of fiber, so I don't think it's a nutritional deficiency, but we'll start with sleep schedule first and work our way out. If that's not hitting it, I guess I'll have to do some more research and report back. But if you've made it this far, I'm not gonna get up and show you my body today. I'm tired. Maybe I should have done this video later, but I didn't want to forget to do it because we're now on Wednesday, and usually I record them on Monday. But let's see, maybe you can see me sitting down. Hi. If you've made it this far, thank you for spending time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.